All right, the light's pretty bad in here. And yes, you're hearing Stained play right now. Let me turn it off. What's the chorus? Can't feel my pain, you can't feel my wind going through my brain. Feel the... Okay. Now don't go thinking that I listen to Stained. Because I don't. I'm trying to just lift weights here. But I gotta talk about this music for a minute, okay? It says new metal era, okay? Well, that was nice. The fucking thing turned off because the battery was dead. All right, back to the playlist. And why don't I just show you the thing instead of... Let's just go through these one at a time, okay? Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. You can't hate on it. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just good. All you can say is that it's good. Rollin' is good, okay? I listened to it and it's great. Got the Life by Korn. I don't really think that, I don't think that, I hate this. I hate this feature. It's fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's really cool, but right now it's annoying. Got the Life by Korn. I don't really want to call that a new metal song. I guess I'm sure it is, but it's not right to group them in. I'll tell you what my thought was when I listened to the song today. And I've heard it many times, of course. I used to love Follow the Leader when I was a kid. Korn, Got the Life. My one takeaway was like, wow, Korn's music is really well mixed. It's like really, really good. The song's fine. That's all I have to say about it. All right, One Step Close to the Edge by Linkin Park. I need the goddamn thing to stay on. Oh well. One step, I heard it and I was like, this sounds good. What is this? This guitar riff, I definitely know it. And then it started playing and I was like, oh, it's this song. Yeah, I wanna take him when he for when you give one step closer to the edge. I never want to break. I need a little room to breathe. Which I've always hated Linkin Park, all right? I'm sorry. I've just always hated them. I've always hated them. What can I really say? Check out this cat scene is fucking dope right now. Love you. Love you. Okay. I've just always hated Linkin Park, but I have to concede that is a good song. One Step Closer is good. The type of fandom that Linkin Park inspires, I don't fully understand. I guess I do. Look, a large group of people at the right age related to their music. That's all it really boils down to. And Linkin, they're good musicians, and around that time to like be a big thing, you had to be really good. And in some way they're good musicians, whatever. I just don't like it. Chop Suey by System of a Down. Never been a big fan, partially because that song was on the radio all the time and I just couldn't fucking stand. Anytime they did that, played it all the time, I couldn't stand it. With the exception of that Sundown song by Elwood, where it ripped off Gordon Lightfoot. Sundown, and think it's a... That was a great song. Steal My Sunshine, I'm sorry, I just never got sick of it when they used to play it. And they played that one a lot. System of a Down's first record is still really cool. I think Sweet Pea's a great song. I never got into that Toxicity album that Chop Suey comes from, but I listened to Chop Suey today and I was like, it's good. Wait and Bleed by Slipknot. I like the picture better. Wait and Bleed by Slipknot is really good. Slipknot's really good. I love Slipknot. It's hard for me to say anything bad about them other than they suck now and they started sucking a few albums ago. But that first album's untouchable. Second one's good. Second one's Iowa, right? Sorry, it's good. Alive by POD. I was jamming it for a second, and when POD came out, that song Southtown was great. I'd have to revisit it. It's probably not as great now, but there's something about the guitar riff that really touched me, and I like the chorus. I feel so alive. Legitimately one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life, and that was what was playing. I skipped it. Down with the Sickness by Disturbed. This one caught me by surprise. Down with the Sickness by Disturbed. It caught me by surprise because I never really gave them a chance, and I always thought I knew about like, and I knew like, and I knew about you're down with the sickness, but I never took it seriously or gave it a chance. And now I'm maybe giving it a chance because today I was like, this is good. Like, I'm definitely going to put on a Disturbed album and see if I like it. That's how good that was. Between Angels and Insects. I mean, there it is playing in the other room where my speaker is, where I'm supposed to be lifting weights right now. Yeah, I turned this off almost right away. I couldn't. I mean, fuck that. Geez, I mean, again, so very similar to Linkin Park. Papa Roach and Linkin Park, to me, should be interchangeable, other than the fact of the matter that Linkin Park's fan base and popularity was far greater. Otherwise, they're interchangeable, except I really can't listen to that Papa Roach guy's voice. My Own Summer, Shove It by the Deftones. You'll notice my phone's in black and white. Great song, great album, highly influential on me. I mean, around 9th grade, I didn't listen to a whole hell of a lot other than Deftones, Korn. Never owned a Limp Bizkit album, but I always respected them, and I was well aware of the song Counterfeit from their first album, which is really good. Don't get me started on Deftones. This song, I'm sorry, also... No, I guess this really is nu metal. Just Deftones were never rapping. They were a little... To me, they're a little too elevated to consider nu metal. Because I guess when I think of nu metal, it's like there's something a little bit not respectable about it. Like Limp Bizkit is not really comparable to the Deftones because the Deftones' entire approach was just so much more artful. Whereas... who was I comparing Deftones? Oh, Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit is like corny. I mean, it's really good. Especially that last album. I was like, what? What the fuck? Happy by Mudvayne. I'd never heard this one. I like Dig by Mudvayne a lot. I respect Mudvayne in a certain way. This song didn't do anything for me. I'd never heard it. And it got me thinking right away about Godsmack because I was like, oh yeah, it's like Nickelback's not forgotten because people hate them so much. What's the band that's a lot like them? Creed, similar with Creed. Where am I going with this? I just wanted to say that Godsmack, all these bands that like were forgotten and are not, like Staind, you know, they had these hits. Godsmack really, I think, did not stand the test of time. And the reason I say that is because, don't get me started on, they named their band after an Alice in Chains song. That was a bad move already. But I think in the annals, is that what you say? The annals of history, Godsmack is very forgettable. Like, I'm trying to think of how to explain Godsmack to somebody. I did have a really cool experience. My brother played that song, I'm doing the best I ever did, now go away. Which, I'm going to get into that in a second. I can't knock it into that. But my brother played that for me in the car. Like, he had a Jeep, I think, and he played that song really loud. And it was kind of exciting. The song never really worked for me. They had something that did. I hated that song Voodoo. And then they had like that second album about vampires. And like I had a group of friends who were all into prog rock and they were way into that Godsmack album. And I was just like, I don't fucking get it. But I will say I hated when they became a military commercial. Remember that? One of their songs was a military commercial. And then I got to this Crawling in the Dark by Hoobastank. I never heard it. Mud Shovel by Staind. This is where I paused to get the camera because it really got me thinking. Again, it's playing in here. You take away. That's what he's doing. So, look, I think that song's kind of good. I like the bass guitar sounds great. And a lot of this stuff is really well produced. It's just funny to me. There was a guy in Michigan who was like producing a lot of these bands. And I remember this local band I knew was like, yeah, we met with him and he's produced Limp Bizkit or whatever. And it's like, well, they all kind of end up sounding the same, you know? You can't become a Deftones or a Tool by just getting plugged into the Staind machine. Let me repeat that a different way. You can't become a Stone Temple Pilots or a Jane's Addiction by getting plugged into the Disturbed Limp Bizkit machine. Okay? Did that track? Do you understand that? They just, there's a difference. But so Staind was playing and he was like, you take away. And I heard that away, and I was like, oh yeah. Like, not that I forgot, but I don't listen. Like, look, Pearl Jam, Dissident, Pearl Jam, Glorified G, Pearl Jam, whatever comes on now and then, and that's about it. To be honest, I don't know if I have any of that voice on any of my playlists I listen to. And that voice, I'm talking about the Creed. And so I was thinking about, I was in a band where the singer did that. It was my first real band. It was a Christian rock band called Interstellar. And he was like, oh God, it's on. You can go listen to it on Spotify. Is that true? It's Stellar, I'm almost fucking positive it's on there. In fact, since you're watching, let me just find it for you. But I want to go back to that playlist. Enter... I think you got to type in... Oh, this is disappointing. Let me just type in Fish Hospital. I'm sorry, this video sucks now, and I'm not lifting. That's great. It's possible this album got taken down. Fish Hospital. It's a fucking album. Oh, this sucks now. This officially sucks. Fucking, let me type this shit. Fish Hospital. Inner, because the band was Inner. All right, that's really making me mad. It was Interstellar. God, that's so similar to the UK band Interstellar. I'm giving up. You know how many fucking bands are called that? I absolutely give up. I swear to God, this shit's on here. Anyhow, point being, I was in a band where this guy was singing like, "Oh, the slow God of Abraham." And like, look, I like the first Creed album. It's got Torn. Mark Tremonti was a good guitar player to hear for a minute. He's respectable. Scott Stapp's fucking terrible. I'm sorry. Look, he's a fucking rock star, and there's something respectable about that. That band was playing enormous shows all over the fucking world to packed audiences. It's hard for me to really begrudge them for that, you know? So, but my point is, like, I was like, oh yeah, that like that was such a big trend. You know who's good that's kind of in this genre that I think is kind of forgotten is Trapt. Trapt has that song, oh, goddamn, what was Trapt's biggest hit? Remember Trapt, T-R-A-P-D? It's funny when you look at them now, they're old. It's like all these guys are old. We're all aging. And I'm not including myself in them. I am aging, but I'm not as old as them. But I also was never a big, huge act. But okay, what was the point of that? Do I think if you're a famous big act that you don't age? No, the point is you see your celebrities and your bands, whatever you fixate on, and you see them a certain way because... you know, they're in your fucking face, they're on the TV, and then you never see them again because they were just famous people who then got washed away, and then 15 years later, they're like, oh, this one did that, or this one's dead. What was I just talking about? Trapt, right? T-R-A-P-D. No, T-R-A-P-T. Okay, Trapt's Headstrong. Headstrong to take you on. Okay, so they do qualify. They're in this realm. I do not like Headstrong. And as far as I can tell, in their top 5, the song that I like is not in there. What's it called? Oh, God, what's the name of the song I like by Trapt? He's like, I'm just as lost as you. What the fuck? I mean, when did this shit come out? Snapshots, a terrible sound off. End of my rope. Get up. Who's going home with you? Contagious. Ready when you are. Black Rose. Stay alive. Headstrong. It's not from that album, so they put out another album, Wasteland, Contagious, Black Rose. These are like the same songs again. Believe me, I swear to God, the song is like legitimate. Oh my God. What is the name of the Trapt song? Is it not Trapt? Did I stay alive, everything to lose? Oh, it's called Still Frame, I think. Let's see, this is live. Trapt, I mean, look, let me just make this joke. This is the most obscure, like, who the fuck is ever going to listen to Trapt live? You know what I mean? Trapt, T-R-A-P-T, live. And this is fucking happening. Let me see if this is the song I was thinking of. I'm pretty sure it is. They're listening, all those people are like, Trapt! I love Trapt! I don't think that's the song. Oh, yes, it is. And breaking out this. I don't know what I would think if I saw this live. Can't get it out. Oh, gross. I give up on that. That turned out bad. That was a bad idea and a bad experiment. You know how people are like guilty pleasures? They don't want to talk about how they're listening to Justin Timberlake and shit. That's a Will Smith joke. Anyhow, I honestly felt that kind of shame right now. Like the fact that I'm listening to a Trapped live album and trying to tell you there's something good about it, that means it's time to turn the camera off. There's no excuse for that. No excuse. And I had fun talking about music right now with you for so long, but I'm going to go now because of Trapped and the shame of that I feel.